Okay, so we have seen three important formulas, that is the sine square plus cos square equals to 1, 1 plus tan square equals to sec square, sine square plus cos square, of course there is a theta, that is equals to 1. Second is 1 plus tan square theta equals to sec square theta, and third one we have seen is 1 plus cot square theta equals to cosec square theta. So these should be handy with you, okay, always. The next we have seen that all the trigonometry functions table we have seen. Okay, so I hope you have filled that table, everyone. Now let's see what are the next concepts we have in this. So the today's first topic will be the trigonometric functions in different quadrants. What happens to their magnitude and their signs? Okay, so yesterday if you see, we have taken the p x comma y, any one point on this circle, and we have written that in terms of this polar form, that is p r cos theta and r sin theta. Okay, so let me take that once again. So from that we will be getting, okay, so let's take the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, suppose it is a center, so take any point p in bracket x comma y. Now this point p is lying in a first quadrant. There are 4 quadrants in the coordinate systems. Quadrant 1, 2, this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. You know that with the help of all students, take care, we remember that in the first quadrant all the trigonometric functions are positive. But how? See here, in this we have taken this triangle, right angle triangle, and as this is equals to p in bracket r cos theta and r sin theta, and where r is the radius of this circle. Now let's consider r is equals to 1. Let's consider r is equals to 1. Then what happens? My x becomes cos theta and y becomes sin theta. Is it? X becomes cos
Yes.
theta and y becomes sin theta. Now in the first quadrant, both the values of x and y are positive. Both the values of x and y are positive. And yesterday we have seen that all the trigonometric functions are derived except sine and cos. Sine and cos, these are the only original trigonometric functions we can see. Rest कौन कौन है अभी? tan है, cot है, sec है and cosec है. These all are what? These are the derived one. These all 4 trigonometric functions are depending on the sine and cos. As in the first quadrant sine and cos are positive, definitely these all 4 are going to be positive only. Yes or no?
Oh.
Perfect. Now coming to this second quadrant, suppose I take this point p in bracket x comma y. Tell me which coordinate is positive and which is negative in this second coordinate.
X is negative and
X
y
is
is
negative
positive.
and y is a positive. Okay, see here, this y is positive and this x is negative. Somewhere here we'll have minus x. So what happens in this? X part becomes negative and y part will become positive. Sorry, yes, x part will become negative. Means what? The cos is negative in this and sine is positive. Okay, sine is positive in this. Positive sign रहेगा यहाँ पे. So that's why we get here all students. Okay, if sine is positive, there is one more trigonometric function which is going to be positive, and that is cosec.
Cosec.
Why? Because sine and cosec are inverse to each others. Sin theta is equals to 1 by cosec theta. Sir, then why not cot, why not sec, and why not tan? What is tan actually? Tan is nothing but sin by cos. Tan is what? It's a sin by cos. Sin is positive but cos is negative. That's why my tan becomes negative. Are you getting this?
Yes.
Okay, good. So in this second quadrant I get sine as a positive, and rest sine and cosec are positive, and rest all are negative in the second quadrant. Now coming to the third quadrant, let's take P in bracket x comma y. Now which coordinates become negative? Suppose this is
X
y
and Y both are negative.
and this is x. Great. So here in this third, both x and y are negative. Means what? I will get minus cos theta and I will get minus sin theta. Are you getting this? If both are negative,
Yes.
then tell me what will be minus sin theta upon minus tan theta. Sorry, minus cos theta. I will be getting positive tan theta, because this minus minus sign gets cancelled. Sin by cos is what? Tan. So in the third quadrant only tan is going to be positive. If tan is positive, उसके साथ कौन positive रहेगा? Cot. Okay. See here, the next third quadrant may we have tan positive. Okay, so these two are positive in the third quadrant. Now coming to the on the same line, can you explain me about the fourth quadrant, P x comma y? Which quadrants are negative here and which are positive?
X quadrant is positive and Y is negative.
Exactly, x is positive and y is negative. So x is positive means what? I will get positive cos theta, and y is negative, that's why I will get minus of sin theta. So sin is negative and cos is positive, that's why we get here positive cos, that is care. So remember these things, very very important. Okay, while solving the questions, these four are very very important. Okay, now let's summarize this. So we will remember all those in just a sentence. All students take care. Okay, all trigonometry functions are positive. So this is what we have, the trigonometry functions for positive sign. Okay, don't confuse with the negative sign. All the students, so this is what first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay, so all साइन के साथ उल्टा, इसका साइन का उल्टा कौन है? कोसेक. टैन का उल्टा कौन है? इट्स अ कॉट. एंड कॉस का उल्टा कौन है? इट्स अ सेक. So these are what respective trigonometric functions in the respective quadrants. Are you getting this? So these all are positive values. ये positive, ये positive, ये positive, and ये positive. Now let's have some examples so that you will get familiar with this. Let's take examples. Sine of 215 degree, cos of 135 degree, sine of 340 degree, sec of 200, cosec of 49 degree, and we have cot of 215 degree. Okay, tell me the sign, either it is positive or negative. See here how you will proceed. First of all, look at the angle. So 215, and I hope you know the ranges of the angles in the quadrants. So how much this angle is? It is 0, this is 90 degree, and this is 180 and this is 270. So anything lies in between the 180 to 270 becomes the third quadrant portion. Okay, so on the same note we will try to solve these questions. So 215, this is what it is in which quadrant? 215.
Third.
It is going to be in the third quadrant, and in the third quadrant we have the sign. Trigonometric functions as a sign. What is the sign of this sign in the third quadrant? So in the third
Negative.
quadrant we have only tan is positive, so sign becomes negative. So answer is what? It's a minus sign. What about cos 135? 135 lies in the which quadrant? Second quadrant, and in the second quadrant we have only sign positive, rest all are negative. So what sign you will get here? I will get negative. I hope you are getting this. 340. So 340 lies in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant.
Fourth.
Okay, because 270 to 360 is the range of your fourth quadrant. So 340 lies in the fourth quadrant. So in the fourth quadrant only cos is positive. All students take care. Care means cos. Only cos is positive, but we have sign. So what sign you will do here? I will keep minus sign. What about next? Sec of 200. 200 lies in which quadrant?
Third.
Again third quadrant, and in the third quadrant we have sec. What is the sign of the sec then? In the third quadrant we have only tan positive. All student take matlab tan is positive, but we have sec. So what sign I will give?
Negative.
Minus sign. Good. Okay, cosec of 49 degree. So 49 lies in which quadrant? First quadrant. First quadrant में all are positive. So cosec रहने दो, sec रहने दो, कुछ भी रहने दो. It is going to be positive only.
Positive sign.
What about 215? 215 lies in the third quadrant, and in the third quadrant we have
Negative.
cot. 215 we have cot. So in the third quadrant, cot is positive or negative?
Positive.
It is positive only.
Positive.
Okay, see here, in this way we derive the sign of the trigonometric functions. Is it okay?
Yes.
Now let's have the coterminal angles. Like, see here, cos of 400. What do you think? What will be the sign of the cos of 400? What will be the sign of cot of minus 210 degree? Yes, please. 400 matlab how much it is? See, I told you that after one revolution, complete revolution, it starts again. Matlab 0,
Second
90, 180, 270, 360. 360 च्या नंतर पुन्हा हे 400 म्हणजे किती आले? 360 नंतर 40 डिग्री आले. So cos of 400 means what I can write is, it's a cos of 40. Can I write? Cos of 400 is going to lie in the which quadrant?
First.
Cos 400 is going to lie in the first quadrant. Anything above 360 is going to be just a repetition of whatever there you had in the first revolution. Sorry, first rotation. Okay, so 400 lies in the first quadrant. So cos of 40, whether it is positive or negative, tell me now.
Positive.
It is going to be positive only. What about minus 210? What about minus 210? Minus 210 मतलब क्या है? ये minus 90 हो गया, minus 180 हो गया, minus 210 lies somewhere in the second quadrant, first two. Is it okay? See, observe how I am moving for a given question. It's a negative sign, that's why I am rotating in the clockwise direction. In the negative, what happens here? So if it is 0, this becomes minus 90, this becomes minus 180, this becomes minus 270, and then after we have minus 360. Minus 210 म्हणलंय, so range is what? For the second quadrant, minus 90 to minus 180 is the range. But we have minus 210, so there has to this has to lie in the second quadrant only. Yes or no? Are you getting this? This is going to lie in the second quadrant. Now in the second quadrant, what happens to the cot?
Negative.
It is negative because in the second quadrant we have only sign is positive, rest all are negative. So we will keep this as a negative. ये आ गया positive, ये आ गया negative. So what is the complementary angle for -210? Complementary angle मतलब co-terminal angle, sorry, complementary नहीं, co-terminal angles. Co-terminal angles we always find out with the help of this -210 minus, sorry, 360 minus 210. कितना गया 0 5 ये 150 डिग्री. अगर इधर से आप जाओगे तो ये 150 डिग्री आएगा, इधर से जाओगे तो -210 आएगा. इज इट ओके? इज इट ओके?
जर आपण त्यांना सबस्ट्रॅक्ट केलं
यस.
तर पण त्याला ऑलरेडी नेगेटिव्ह साईन आहे, मग ती ऍड नाही होणार का?
आपल्या मी काय काढतोय, फक्त मी कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी अँगल काढतोय याचा. म्हणजे 360 होण्यासाठी याला अजून किती लागणार आहेत? सो इफ आय मूव इन दिस डायरेक्शन,
पण तो नंबर नेगेटिव्ह मध्ये आहे ना.
in the positive direction if I move, how much angle it should be 150 degree complementary angle.
सर मग नेगेटिव्ह मध्ये काढायचा होता का पॉझिटिव्ह
काय आन्सर?
अँगल? हा
बघा क्वेश्चनचा फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अंडरस्टँड द क्वेश्चन. जस्ट आय वॉन्ट द साइन ऑफ दिस कॉट ऑफ -210. इज इट ओके? सो त्याचा
Negative
आन्सर आहे
मध्ये
की
ना?
निगेटिव्ह आहे. ह्याचा आन्सर आहे की निगेटिव्ह. आयदर यू टेक कॉट ऑफ -210 और यू टेक कॉस ऑफ 150. इसका आंसर आपका निगेटिव्ह ही आने वाला है. आता हे 150 कसं आलं? इफ दिस इज युअर क्वेश्चन देन व्हॉट वी कॅन से इज 360 मधून 210 मायनस करा. सी 210 इज नथिंग बट दिस मच अँगल. इज इट ओके? 210 इज दिस अँगल. Is it okay? In the negative direction. I want it's a co-terminal angle. Co-terminal means what? Co-terminal means what? उसका terminal जो है ना वो same होना चाहिए. This is what we have the terminal. The end point of this angle is what? It's so this is initial point. This is the terminal point. These all things we have covered actually in the first class. This is the terminal. Co-terminal मतलब दोनों के terminal same होना चाहिए. सो इसका भी टर्मिनल यही है, इसका भी टर्मिनल यही है. ओके, सो व्हॉट यू गेट? सो 360 मधून 210 मायनस केला तर 150 आपला को टर्मिनल अँगल आला. कोणासाठी? -210 साठी. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? इज युअर डाउट क्लिअर?
हो.
प्लीज आस्क इफ यू हॅव स्टिल एनी डाउट्स. No? Okay, no problem. Chalo. Now let's see how to calculate the angles if we have some non-standard angles. Okay, sorry. How to find out the trigonometric ratio values for a non-standard angles. Non-standard angle means so standard angle कुठले कुठले आहेत आपल्याकडे? So we have the standard angles like this, which are there in your table. Okay, 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. These are what we have the standard angles. Non-standard angle means what? Apart from these, whatever the values you get, those all becomes the non-standard angles. Okay, so before that I want to get the negative of the trigonometric ratios. Negative angle for trigonometric ratios, that is sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot. Negative angle means what? First of all, sine of minus theta, cos of minus theta, tan of minus theta, cot of minus theta, sec of minus theta, cosec of minus theta. Okay, I will derive only first three, other three are for homework. Now see here, if I draw a sine, so sine table, can you please give me the table for sine? 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. Please give me the table for this. It's a sine 0 is 0.
0,
It's 1
1
by
by
2,
2,
1
1
by
by
2,
root 2.
1 by root 2,
root 3 by
root
2,
3 by
1
2, 1.
That's great. Okay. Now after this it repeats. Now if I plot the sine theta, what happens? See here. I am giving you actually the picture of sine theta. Sine theta is nothing but, sine is nothing but the function of theta. As theta varies, it gives me the different values. Okay. So here we have theta and here we have the sine. Okay. See here. Okay, let me have some small so that it is good to observe. Okay, and here you go in the negative direction. There we are. Okay, so this is what is the wave or the figure for your sine theta, where these are the different values. See here, now this is 0, of course. Now next, see, this magnitude is 1, this is positive 1 and this is negative 1, this is a minus 1, this is minus 1. Now tell me, when your sine is positive, plus 1 at this point, so what should be this angle? Angle किती असायला पाहिजे? This should be 90 degree.
हो.
Okay, so sine of, so when theta is 90, my sine function is going to be 1. When theta is 90, my sine is going to be 1. So this is what we have the 60 degree. So at this point, what should be the value? Ha value किती असेल? This is nothing but root 3 by 2. This is nothing but the root 3 by 2. 45 ला किती असेल मग? 1 by root 2. Okay, and ये है गया अपना 30 का. So यहाँ पे रहेगा मेरा वैल्यू 1 by 2. So this is how we get. So and it is exactly symmetrical to y-axis. So this is your y-axis and it is exactly symmetrical. मतलब क्या है? Mirror symmetrical you can say. Not exactly symmetrical, it's a mirror symmetrical. मतलब उल्टा झाला आणि मग symmetrical झाला. So at minus 90 degree, so इधर से ये इतना distance पे 90 degree है, तो this should be minus 90 degree in the negative x-axis. Yes or no?
Yes.
Then what should be the value at this point? It's a minus 1.
Minus 1.
Minus
So that's
1.
why we say sine of minus 90 is minus 1. See here, I will write now. Sine of positive 90, how much you said? It's a 1 from
1.
table. But from the figure, I see that sine of minus 90 is nothing but minus 1. So can I say directly in a standard way that sine theta is equals to, sine of positive theta is equals to sine theta and sine of negative theta is equals to minus sine theta. Can I say?
हो.
म्हणजे साइन सोबत जर नेगेटिव्ह अँगल आला, then your magnitude is going to be negative only. This negative sign you will get here. So these type of functions are known as odd functions. Very very important terminology. You will require this in the 12th. 12th चा concept मी तुम्हाला आत्ताच सांगितलं. This is known as
Odd
the odd
functions.
functions. Where odd functions are means what? जर तुम्ही त्या फंक्शनला जर इनपुट नेगेटिव्ह दिलात तर तुमचा आउटपुट नेगेटिव्ह येणार आहे. Sine is very sensitive. Please, throughout the trigonometry, you remember that sine and cos are two students. where sine is very sensitive person, very sensitive student, and the cos is a very, what we can say is a strong, cos is a very strong, strong बोलने से अच्छा है कि he is emotionless student, the cos is, but sin को बहुत सारे emotions है, that's why if you give the negative sign वो रो पड़ेगा, so that's why it is what we get the negative sign. Okay, so these are the functions are known as odd functions. So same thing happens here. इथून 60 डिग्री मतलब ये -30 केल्यानंतर मग आता +30 केल्यानंतर you will get 120 degree. So for 120 degree also you should get the value which is √3/2. मग इथे तेच असेल, मग इथेही तेच असेल, मग इथे, so this should be what? It should be pi 0 90, that is pi/2, pi 3pi/2, 2pi. So this is what we get the 3pi/2 and it is a 2pi. This cycle repeats on this side as well as on this side. Is it okay everyone? So the
Yes.
objective or the conclusion of this whole explanation is what? Sine is a odd function. What happens to it is, if you give the minus sign, it will give you back the negative sign. Okay, now let's see what happens to the cos. Okay, so cos, can you give me the table for cos? Cos 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. Can you give me the table for cos? So cos 0 is 1.
1
हाँ,
√3/2,
√3
that's
by
great.
2,
1 by root
1
2,
1 by
by √2,
2,
1/2 and
1 by
it's
2,
0.
0.
मतलब cos 0 ला, sorry this is theta and this is what we have the cos. मतलब 0 डिग्री को cos का वैल्यू 1 है, so this will start from here and at the 90 degree, so if it is 0 and if I take this as a 90 degree, what happens is I will get the figure like this. See here, 0 0 ला 1 है, so this is 1 and this is what we have the -1. So 0 and this is what we have is 90, this is 180, sorry, yes it is 180 only, no problem, 180. So it is what we get now is, see, 30 degree. So let's first take 45 degree. So 45 degree la how much you will get is, it's 1/2, sorry, it should be 45 degree, 1/√2, it is a 45 degree. Now for 30 degree you will observe that it is, the value is √3/2, and for 60 degree you will observe that this value is what? It's 1/2. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what you get the graph for your cos function. Okay, and if I draw the values, if I draw the figure on this left hand side or in the negative direction of x axis, sorry, then what happens? This is exactly symmetrical to the y axis, exactly symmetrical, not mirror symmetrical, it is exactly symmetrical to your y axis. Okay, मतलब क्या है, for 90 degree you will see the value is 0. Now tell me for 45 degree how much value you are looking, कितनी value for 45 degree?
1.
It is still positive and it is 1/√2, it is still positive. This is what we have -45. -30 ला कितनी असेल value?
√3/2.
Yes, it is going to be √3/2 only. Are you getting?
-1.
नहीं, still it is positive only. See this region cos है ना, ये ऊपर above the x axis,
हाँ.
these are all positive regions. This is what we have the negative region. नीचे रहेगा, so this all is what? It is a negative. This all is a positive. Means what I can say is that cos of, so if I take this 60 degree, so cos of 60 degree is what we have the 1/2. then what happens to the cos of minus 60 is minus 60 कुठे ये minus 60 इधर जाएगा किधर, this is what we have minus 60. So minus 60 if I take, this is going to be 1 by 2 only.
Oh.
Okay, so this is nothing but cos of 60, which is nothing but 1 by 2. So what happens, what is the difference between these two? Sin and cos ला काय difference सांगू शकता तुम्ही? The cos is,
मध्ये negative
yes,
ला
cos
पण
का
positive
cos पे minus negative का कुछ effect नहीं होता है. These type of functions are known as even functions. Okay, even functions, where what happens is cos positive theta remains cos theta and cos of minus theta remains cos theta. Emotionless student, no emotions, nothing. किती पण त्याला शिव्या घाला, काही करा, he will not change, so he'll remain as it is, that is cos theta. Okay,
Oh.
good. So please remember that. Okay, let's conclude our topic here for the negative angles. Sine of minus theta is minus sine theta and cos of minus theta is of cos of theta. Okay, so if this is the case, can you tell me what is the tan of minus theta? What will be the value of tan of minus theta? Tan of minus theta is nothing but sine of minus theta upon cos of minus theta. Can you do this? Which is equals to sine minus theta is what? It's a minus sine theta. Cos minus theta is nothing but cos theta only, which is nothing but minus of tan theta. Is it okay? So which function tan is? Tan minus theta is equals to minus tan theta. Which function it is? Odd function. Okay, ज्यांना साइनचा इफेक्ट होतो, those are all called as odd functions. Is it okay? What happened?
Yes.
Everyone? Yes. Are you sleeping?
No.
No.
See, these concepts are very very helpful. I am investing total 1 hour in these concepts. Okay, so that you should familiar with all the concepts. Okay, so based on this concept, please feel this, complete this. So ये sin का हो गया, cos का हो गया, tan का हो गया. Now your task is to complete for these three. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Perfect. Now let's see the trigonometry functions for non-standard angles. Non-standard angles. Okay, I will solve for 1 or 2 and we'll have the assignment questions again. See, the more you do practice for this trigonometric, the more interest you will get in this topic. That is the only objective you will get. Okay, so sine of 150 degree. How you will solve this sine of 150 degree? So first of all, tell me 150 degree, whether the sine of 150 degree you will write it positive or negative. What sign you will get here? 150 degree, which angle? Which quadrant, sorry?
Second.
Second quadrant. In second quadrant, sign is positive or negative?
Positive.
It is positive. So let's keep this sign as a positive. So I will write this sign as 150 in terms of these standard angles. So what standard angles we have is 0, 30, 45, 60, 90, 180, 270. These are all positive angles. So 150 can be written as 180 minus 30 degree. Can I write?
Yes.
Okay.
Yo.
So see here, sine of 180 minus 30 means, see here, you are getting this angle somewhere here, 180 minus 30. So this is 30 degree. If it is 30 degree, how much this angle will be? 60 degree. So 90 plus 60 becomes 150 degree. So in any way you go, you will get 150 degree.
Oh.
Is it okay? So sine of, whenever you have 180 or 360 here in this first term, your sign remains a sign. Okay, your sign remains sign. If here you have 180 or 360, your sine remains sine. Means what? See here, if I say like this, sine of 270 minus theta, then what happens? Observe this first term. So this is what we have, the 270. जर मी फक्त एवढंच बघितलं 17, if I see only this 17, sorry 27, this 27 is what? Odd number. I am giving you the trick directly to remember the formula. This 27 is odd number. So whenever you get the odd number like 270 or 90, your sine gets converted to cos. So this is how you get the formulas. Okay, let me give you the standard formulas first. Sine of 180 plus or minus theta equals to cos of, sorry, sine of 180 नहीं आएगा, 360 plus or minus theta, it is always equals to sin theta. Why? Because this, if you observe, we have the standard angles which is nothing but 18 and 360, that is 36 are positive. That's why I am writing is as a sin theta only. Then what happens to cos? Okay, cos च्या ऐवजी पुन्हा मी पुन्हा sinus घेतो with the standard angles, other odd standard angles. So sine of 90 plus minus theta equals to sine of 270 plus minus theta, it is equals to, see here, now you have the odd standard functions. Odd standard angles means what? I have the 9 and I have the 27 which are on the y axis. बघा इथे हे 90 आणि हा 270, these are the on the y axis. So this is 180 and this is 360. So whenever you have this case, means what case? Odd number, odd number, then your sine gets converted to cos. Is it okay?
हो.
Okay, now in generalization what I can say is that any trigonometric function which is with the 180 or 360 will remain same. Sine होता तर साइनच राहिला. जर इथे मी cos लिहिला, if I get the cos here, then I will get on the right hand side also cos only. If I write tan here, I will get tan this side. Okay, if I get tan 180 plus theta, this is absolutely equals to be tan theta only. But if I write tan of 90 plus theta, then what happens? Opposite रहेगा, sin का opposite cos है, तो tan का opposite कौन है फिर? Cot रहेगा. So it is equals to
अपोजिट का सर,
huh?
अपोजिट
See
का.
here what happens. See here in this table, this is for cos and this is for sine. See here, so sine चा table काय आहे? So it is 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and we have 1. Cos चा 30 डिग्रीचा जो अँगल आहे that is root 3 by 2, तो sin चा 60 डिग्रीला झाला आहे. Are you getting this? Sin चा 60 डिग्रीचा अँगल जो आहे तो cos चा 30 डिग्रीचा अँगल आहे. Means if I add these two angles, I should get 90 degree.
हाँ.
तुम्ही टेबल कंप्लीट केला नाही तर तुम्हाला लगेच सांगितलं असतं. When you complete the table, that yesterday's homework, you will understand that tan का 30 डिग्री का जो भी एंगल रहेगा वो cot का 60 डिग्री का एंगल रहेगा. These two are always same for these tan and cot. So I say these are the opposite. Sin and cos are opposite. Similarly, we have sec and cosec are opposite. These are the opposite trigonometric functions. Are you getting this?
हाँ.
Okay, good. So tan of 90 plus theta is equals to cot theta. टेल मी व्हॉट हॅपन्स टू दिस सेक ऑफ 180 प्लस थिटा मायनस थिटा काय लिहिणार तुम्ही सेक ऑफ 180 मायनस थिटाला काय लिहिणार सी हिअर observe this
Cosec theta.
18 is what it is even so if it is even then sec remains sec so it is going to be sec of theta only
Odd असल्यावर
so sec of 270 minus theta if I write what happens as it is odd now sec का opposite कौन आएगा cosec
cosec
it is
theta.
cosec theta trust me if you follow your textbook to remember the formula from the textbook is very difficult you just remember this trick if you have the even number trigonometric function remains the same if you have the odd it gets opposite tell me what happens to this cot of 360 minus theta
Cot
or
theta.
you get the positive no problem so it remains cot theta tan of 270 minus theta what happens to this it becomes
Cot theta.
very important formulas okay great now let's have one short how much time is there okay we have 7 minutes left so let's try to get the answers to the following non-straight angles so sine of 150 degree okay coming back to the same example sine of 150 degree so I will write the sine of 150 degrees like this 180 minus 30 I will write it as a 180 minus 30 is it okay and this 150 lies in the second
Oh.
quadrant so that's why I will give you the angle as positive and sine of theta minus 30 is nothing but sine of 30 sine of 180 minus theta is how much sine theta आत्ताच बघितलं ना आपण हे बघा इथे
हा.
sin of 180 plus or minus theta is nothing but sine of theta only what happened is it okay
हो.
so how much angle you are getting sin theta sin 30 is how much
1/2.
it's 1/2 so this इसका आंसर कितना आ गया भाई ये 1/2 so sin of 150 is nothing but 1/2 now give me sin of 210 is how much let's find out sin of 210
180 प्लस 40 करायचं का आता 40 नाही 30.
180 plus 30 कर दो अभी so 180 plus 30 means what now in which quadrant you have this 210
Third.
third quadrant in the third quadrant what happens to the sign it is
Negative.
negative that's great so negative sine of 180 plus theta is equals to sine theta can I write like this
हो.
this is equals to minus of sine 30 is किती 1/2 that's it boss
Minus
this is your
1/2.
answer are you getting
हो.
now let's see the next set of questions sine of 330 degree it is equals to yes how you will write in a
Sin
standard form
360 minus
sine of I will write this like as a
360
360 minus 30 degree it is equals to now which quadrant it is lying 330
Fourth.
fourth quadrant and in the
Fourth.
fourth quadrant what happens to sine it is
Negative.
negative so I will write is 360 minus theta means what sine of theta only minus 1/2 this is your answer so sine 330 is how much it's minus 1/2
minus 1/2.
are you getting this
हो.
Fourth.
now let's try to get the answer to this sine of minus 120 degree
360 minus 120.
आई 360 minus
काय
120 ला
करायचं?
कुठे गेलं see first of all solve the bracket बॉडमस रूल अप्लाय करो. कहाँ पे भी आपको दिखेगा ना तो पहिला बॉडमस रूल सॉल्व करा. ब्रॅकेटमध्ये निगेटिव्ह येतो त्याला पहिलं बाहेर काढा. व्हॉट हॅपन्स टू साइन ऑफ मायनस थिटा? साइन इज व्हेरी सेन्सिटिव्ह.
Minus
निगेटिव्ह
sin
असेल तर
theta.
काय येईल? याला मायनस साइन बाहेर
मायनस
येईल.
साइन देते.
So minus of 120 degree you will get. So what is 120 just now? Have you solved the 120? No, solved, not solved. So minus of sine of 120 can be written in terms of standard. It is 180
180
minus
minus
60.
90
60.
plus
Ha, chalo. Now you will understand the
90
difference. So you can write it as a minus of Swapnil. It's a 90 plus 30.
30.
Now you will get the answer. Minus, so 120 lying in which quadrant?
Second.
Second quadrant. In second quadrant, sign is positive or negative?
Positive.
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 म्हणजे
Positive.
what happens? This negative sign remains as it is. Is it okay?
Hmm.
So sine of this is how much you are getting is 60 degree. His negative sign कसं काय राहिलं असंच माहिती आहे ना, कळालं ना? Because sign is positive, this negative is coming from this negative, and sine of 60 is how much? Root 3 by 2.
And
So what is the
root 3
value
by
is minus root 3 by 2. तुम्हाला असाल. Let's try to get okay, minus of sine. Let's try to get the answer with the help of this sine of 90 plus theta. Minus sine of 90 plus theta is how? This 9 is odd, so it becomes cos of 30. Is it okay?
हो.
9 हा ऑड असल्यामुळे साइन गेट्स कन्वर्टेड टू कॉस. सो आई राइट इट एज अ कॉस ऑफ 30. साइन 90 प्लस थीटा इज नथिंग बट कॉस थीटा. माइनस ऑफ कॉस
तेच येतो
30 कितना आ गया अभी? रूट 3
मायनस अंडर रूट.
आ गया सेम आंसर. In any direction you proceed, you will get the same answer. Is it okay?
हो.
हो sir.
Great. Okay, so there is one table given in your textbook, so that you have to complete. So let me post that table. Where is that table? Yes, so here it is. So what is our today's task is, first of all complete the table for the negative angles, and then you complete this table. See, solving this table will clear your so many doubts. Very important table it is. Okay, so homework. Feel the write down, you do the rough work somewhere in your notebook and fill this table for all the values. Is it okay?
येस.
आपण साइन साठी ट्राय केलंय. वी हॅव सॉल्व फॉर साइन. साइन 150 केलंय, 210 केलंय, 330 केलंय, 120 केलंय नेगेटिव्ह. सो हे दोन राहिलेत. 3 पाय बाय 4 मीन्स यू विल गेट व्हॉट इज द पाय बाय 4 इज 45. सो 3 पाय बाय 4 इज 135 काहीतरी गेल. ओके, सो यू हॅव टू कवर एव्हरीथिंग. ओके, सो वॉट एव्हर द होमवर्क आय हॅव गिवन इन दिस क्लास, कुठला नेगेटिव्ह अँगलचा पण होमवर्क आहे. सो यू हॅव टू फर्स्ट फिनिश दॅट. Is it okay everyone?
हो.
Okay, so with this we will stop here and we will meet tomorrow. Thank you.